All right. First of all, y'all play too damn much. It's cool. Y'all already know, man. We family. So it's all good. But I told people if you want me to do any reactions, any special reactions, anything that's, oh my God, then to go to the website and you all did it. So we're here. I'm about to check out my first Trump rally. See, you shouldn't have asked if you didn't want it to happen, bruh. You asked them to go to the website and do it, and they did it. So now we're here. I'm looking for black people. Now I'm going to have to skip some of this because I can't have the songs that's playing in the background. I won't be able to play them if he's playing stuff like he's playing right now. God bless the USA. That's the song he's playing. That song would be copyrighted out. Now I do want to ask, what city is this being held in? Because I'm looking for the black people. I see one brother right there. Okay. Because I know, you see, that's why we're here. Look, we're trying to bridge the gap. Y'all like, why are you looking for black people? I'm trying to listen. What about 1619? What about 1619?
Thank you. Wow, that's some crowd. We have thousands of people outside. Hello, Michigan. It's great to be with
Michigan,
you.
Michigan.
Great to be with you. So nice. And we just came in. We have thousands and thousands of people outside, and it's an honor. And I wish this building were about 4 or 5 times larger, but we love you, and we put up a screen outside, and I hope they can see it. And it's not that cold.
He got it's overflow. Come on, bro. It's overflow. It's overflow, man. It's people like, you know, like when you go to the All-Star games or championship games in like basketball games and whatnot, and they show the crowd outside that's watching it from the screen who couldn't get in because of overcapacity. Come on, man. That's wow.
It's not that cold.
Wow.
I went to South Carolina. It was the coldest night they have on record. It was 29 degrees. I said, that's cold. But we had great crowds in Georgia last week and now here and all over the country. They love us and we love you. Thank you very much. And I'm thrilled to be back with you in your beautiful state with thousands and thousands of hardworking, proud American patriots. That's what you are. You built our country. 7 months from now, the people of Michigan are going to fire the radical left Democrats who are destroying our country.
He firing shots early. Boom, boom, boom,
You're going to throw out Gretchen Whitmer, the job that she's done. And you're going to elect an incredible slate of proud America First Republicans up and down the ballot. And together we are going to end crazy Nancy Pelosi's political career once and for all.
Crazy Nancy Pelosi.
The stakes of this year's midterm elections could not be higher. I don't think we've ever had a time in our country where we felt so low, so dejected. What's going on is absolutely unacceptable. We're living through the most dangerous period of our lifetime, and we have a president who has no idea what's going on. He has no idea what he's doing, and he's got no idea what he's saying or where he is. Other than that, he's doing a fantastic job. The presidential election was rigged and stolen, and because of that, our country is being destroyed. But while there may be nothing we can do to stop Joe Biden's mental and physical decline, with your vote this November, we can stop our country's decline and make America great again.
Wow.
Everything the radical left touches turns into a catastrophic mess, the likes of which we have never seen before. To this extent, we have.
That right there, the likes of which we have never seen before. That's something that he says exclusively. Like on a superhero movie or something like that. People be wondering where that came from, the likes of which, like he really go far. But I can dig it. He makes statements the way that he believe he need to make them in order to get to the people that he's speaking to. He really need to touch them. He's, you know what? He's something like a preacher in his own right. He's like a preacher, like a evangelist, a freedom fighter who tapped into a group of people, like the heart of people who, and he knows exactly how to speak to them. He know exactly how to get to their heart. You know what I mean? That's what he does. So the likes of which you have never seen before. That's something that his people that he connected with needed to hear.
Never seen
Got you on
anything
that.
like it before. Biden and the congressional Democrats triggered massive inflation. They declared war on American energy, and the middle class is now being crushed by the highest gas and food prices in the history of our country. Can you believe it? Bloodthirsty criminals and vicious thugs are running wild on the streets of our Democrat-run cities. Ambush-style attacks on police officers, along with police officer deaths, have more than doubled in a single year, and violent carjackings are ravaging Detroit, Chicago, Minneapolis, and Milwaukee, and many other cities at a rate never.
Yeah, I was about to say Philly, but I did. It's y'all give me more information about the number of police that have been killed, because that right there is this is news to me. It's news to me. I've never heard that before. I mean, I've heard that you know, violence against police has definitely stepped up, but I did not hear that people were actually out there killing the police. Can y'all let me know anything y'all may have in the comments?
Before seen. Think of that. Biden is appointing far-left crazies to the federal bench and ordering and you know what's happening here with the Department of Justice? They're targeting parents. They're targeting you. They're targeting all of us, but they're targeting parents, good, beautiful parents. They're being targeted. He's begging and pleading with Iran to re-enter the disastrous nuclear deal that I terminated. That was a great termination. We would have had a deal had the election been different. By the way, we had some great election, and you people delivered. Unfortunately, the vote counters didn't deliver.
Hold on. Former President Trump holds rally in Washington Township, Michigan. Former President Trump held a rally in Washington Township, blah, 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 endorsed in the 2022 election. Yo, I thought I swear to goodness, oh my gosh. I thought I was looking at an old rally, like something that happened before he was elected. Oh, pray for me, guys. Pray for me. Pray for me.
Yeah, we did win. We did win. And you know, if we didn't, I'd be the first one to stand up and say we didn't, but we won by a lot, not just a little bit. We won by a lot. Biden delivered the single worst humiliation in American history with his surrender in Afghanistan. That was terrible. And now Biden's weakness has given us the Ukraine disaster. It's a horrible thing to watch. Biden is also now pleading with the Venezuelan dictator to sell us oil. What do we need his oil for? We have so much right under our own feet, more than any other country. We have liquid gold under our own feet, and we're dealing with Venezuela, a far cry from the Trump administration, where we were energy independent for the first time in the history of our country.
I'm telling you right now, man. Listen, Democrats, bro. I'm gonna tell you right now. Unless you got somebody serious running against this man, you can call it quits. You can call it quits, man. His people are way too excited. They are just They're way too excited. They are ready. They would go vote today. They would go get in line today. CNN, MSNBC. Yeah, I need to be afraid because this.
A year and a half ago, seems
Wow,
like a long
man.
time ago, but we were energy independent. We were selling oil to other countries. We were making an absolute fortune. And you remember when, not so long ago, a year and a half ago, $1.87 a gallon. Remember that? And remember what I said during the debate and other times? I said, you don't pick me, you're going to be paying $7, $8, $9. I said that. And I said, you're going to be trading in your big, luxurious cars and trucks for little tiny cars. The choice this November is very simple. If you want high crime, high prices, high taxes, high corruption, and high incompetence, vote for the radical Democrats. If you want a country that is...
The radical Democrats. Vote for the radical Democrats. Trump is ridiculous, bro. So dude, hilarious, man.
is strong, sovereign, solvent, safe, and secure, you must
This
vote
shirt,
for
man.
America First Republicans. Have to do it. But of all the Biden catastrophes, perhaps none is more dangerous or devastating than his complete annihilation of America's borders. What's happening? What's happening? When I left office, we handed the new administration the most secure border in the history of our country. We never had a border so secure ever before, and that includes drugs coming in. We never had anything like it. We had ended catch and release. We had stopped asylum fraud and built nearly 500 miles of beautiful wall, just like the Border Patrol wanted. Our border was sealed. Our border was sealed. We had the lowest numbers ever recorded. But then Biden and the open borders, these extremists, these sick extremists, systematically dismantled the border security measures we put into place and brought illegal aliens streaming across the southern border in numbers like we've never seen before. And the real numbers are even higher than those being reported. They're at a level that nobody's even thought possible.
Wow.
Just yesterday, the Biden administration terminated the critical Title 42 protection that I put into place to ensure expedited removals. With this foolhardy plan to end Title 42, Biden will be opening the floodgates to a far greater extent than even now, and we will be deluged by illegal immigration like no country has ever witnessed or had to endure. An estimated 500,000 illegal aliens per month, and now it's probably even 1 million people per month are pouring into our country. And you have many of...
How? I get this. This is the land of the free. I get this. But how, man? How so many? And then when they come here, how are we able to afford to provide them the resources and for them to be able to survive? We don't want them to just be out on the streets. So obviously we got some things in place when they come here. How are we able to afford that? Bless all of the immigrants and whatever they're running from or whatever they're coming over here for. Hopefully is something, I don't know, for good purposes and good reasons and whatnot. But at the end of the day, guys, at the end of the day, what processes do we have in place to make sure that there won't be no complete overflow of anyone just flooding the country and everyone, all of our resources we have get thinner and 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 thinner. It's like in your own household, your refrigerator is filled with food, your pantry is filled with food that can feed your family, but for so long, because after a while, you're going to have to go to the grocery store again. But that's for your 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 person household, right? Fill that bad boy up with 10 more people. Can you feed everyone with what's inside of your refrigerator and your pantry and be able to do it at the same pace that you do right now with your own family? It's no different. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3 people in your home right now. I moved 10 more people in there. Now you have to pay for everything, all of the water that they use, all of the electricity that they use, all of the food that they eat, all of the, you feel me? So where are these resources coming from? I just want to know that. I'm sure y'all know everything.
These people are criminals. This could be 12 million people a year. That's a big percentage of the people in our country itself. Not the 3 million that is commonly being reported. That's fake news by all those people.
Fake news. I remember seeing fake news. Fake news.
Yeah. It's fake news.
He said fake news.
This could be 10 or 12 million people coming in a year. This is incredible what's happening. And they're getting rid of all of these, you know, Remain in Mexico. You know about Remain? I made a deal with Mexico. Remain in Mexico. Don't come here. He ended it. He wanted to end the deal. And now the courts are forcing him because they say we had a deal. So he's going with a much more somber deal, not a good deal, and not a proper deal, and not a deal that's going to work. Remember, as almost everyone said, I was right about everything, and that's true. I was right about everything. Fuel, the border, the military. And you were right, too. You were right, too. When I'm right, you're right. Biden and the radical Democrats are spending billions and billions of dollars trying to secure the borders of distant foreign countries, many of which you've never even heard of. But I believe Americans deserve a president who will secure our borders, the borders of our nation, who will protect our citizens, who will defend our sovereignty, and who will stop the biggest invasion ever of our country and probably of any country. There's never been anything like it. We're being invaded, and that's the word. We're being invaded by millions and millions of people. Many of them are criminals who should not be allowed into our country. We're going to be paying a price, and a very big one, long into the future. You'll wait and see. Unfortunately, I'll be right about that one, too. And that includes the thousands and tens of thousands of people we took in from Afghanistan. They rushed the planes. 3% of those people were entitled to come back. 3%. We have thousands and thousands of people. They rushed those planes, and those planes took off with 28 people falling off the sides. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. These people
that was crazy.
Don't know
that was wild.
What they're doing, but our country is being systematically destroyed. It's being destroyed. Nothing like this has ever happened to another country. Even a third world country protects their borders at least a little bit. And let there be no doubt, the Biden administration is resetting this humongous wave of illegal aliens in communities like yours all across America. Congratulations. And demanding that you, the American taxpayer, pay the cost, just like they resettle thousands of unvetted, unscreened Afghan refugees all over Michigan. You know that, right? Does anybody have a whole group of people that got resettled next to your beautiful little house or big house or club? Yeah, there. Look at all those hands go up. Now, too many hands are going up. If any part of our country is going to be turned into a migrant camp, it should not be the communities of hardworking Americans. It should be the neighborhoods of the radical left politicians who have callously thrown open America's borders. Even as Biden has opened our borders to the largest number of illegal aliens in history by far, he has handcuffed our great ICE agents. These are brave people. These are people that go all up.
I just wanted to stop this and reiterate it just once again. Y'all got me checking out a daggone Trump rally. I must really like y'all. And it's not only because someone reached out to me on my website and put in requests. I could have denied that request, but I've been paying attention to y'all in the comment sections. I'm just gonna say that, and I want to say thank y'all. Also, I'm working on a big project. If I can get 25 people to hit me up in my Discord, that'd be dope. Let's go.
All over the country, they go into, they call them nests of killers.
Yes.
And they go charging in, and they take them out, and they throw them the hell out of our country and bring them back where they came from. These are great people, and they're scorned by the radical left. They're keeping your communities safe. Our ICE agents and slashed. If you take a look at the deportations, they cut the hell out of it. They want to get rid of ICE. They want to get rid of Border Patrol. These are incredible patriots. These are people that are very brave. I see some very tough people on the front row. Not one of those people want to be an ICE agent. None of them want to be an ICE. It's tough. ICE has been functionally abolished to grant safe haven to savage gang members like MS-13 and vicious criminals just as AOC plus 3. You know who AOC plus 3 is?
Uh-oh.
Rashida Tlaib, Ilhan Omar, that's another beauty. They've always dreamed this is what they want. And just like they've destroyed Israel from within the halls of Congress, they're totally, I mean, Israel has taken a hit like no other country has taken. It used to be hands off Israel 15 years ago. Today, Israel is scorned and mocked by these people like never before. They're looking to load up our country with murderers, with drug dealers, with human traffickers, and thugs. And that's what's happening, too. The radical Democrats believe America should be a sanctuary for dangerous criminal aliens. Republicans believe our country should be a sanctuary for law-abiding Americans and people that want to live the American dream. Whatever happened to the American dream? They want to destroy our country, and they want to destroy the American dream. They don't want you to have the American dream. One of the first bills a Republican Congress will pass is to dramatically increase funding for ICE and Border Patrol and law enforcement so they can hire thousands of new agents to find and remove every single illegal alien who's causing us unbelievable problems that unlawfully allowed and was allowed to come into our country. You could take the first and take it 5, 2, 12, but you could take the 5 worst presidents in American history and probably a hell of a lot more than that and put them together, and they would not have done the damage that Joe Biden has done in our country in just 15 months.
Wow.
The damage is unbelievable, but not irreparable. Isn't it nice? I'm saying it's not irreparable. We can fix it.
My gosh.
Otherwise, there's no reason for me to be here. We can fix it. We're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. What a shame.
His people really believe in him, and they believe that he will fix it. Now, if his track record is really what he says it was, and really what some of you said is, in the comments section. I know, Dems, you might have Democrats, liberals, if you're watching this, you might have, you're going to have a time on your hand when, election comes.
What a shame.
2 more years,
bro. Never been a period
bro.
of time like this. As everyone is saying, Russia's outrageous invasion of Ukraine. Who would ever thought this was going to happen? I thought he was negotiating. He had 150,000 soldiers on the border. I said, oh, he's going to make a great deal. He could have made a great deal. I believe when he saw what happened in Afghanistan, the way we ran, and when I was running that, 18 months, we didn't have one soldier killed in 18 months. And you've heard me tell the story. I spoke to Abdul. I said, Abdul, there's no more killing of our soldiers, Abdul. Well, you're going to be hit so hard, you're going to be hit harder than anybody's ever been hit. But why, Your Excellency, do you send me a picture of my house? Abdul, you'll have to ask other people that question.
But why did you send me a picture of your house?
Not one person was killed for 18 months, and Biden even said that. He stood up, he said, well, I have to say, nobody was killed in 18 months, at which case the television cameras were, turn off those cameras. They didn't like it when he said that. He didn't like it, but it's true. 18 months, and then we lost 13, but you know, they don't talk about how horribly so many of them were wounded with the legs and the arms and the face and everything else. But this invasion of Ukraine would never have happened if I was in the White House. Not even a chance. Would have never happened. Would have never happened. Not even. And I knew Putin very well. You know, they say, oh, he knows Putin. He knows Putin. Oh, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. I know Kim Jong-un. I know President Xi of China. And you know what? We had no conflict, remember? North Korea is going to be a nuclear war, according to Obama and everybody else. We're going. What happened? Didn't happen. Although I tell you, he's not happy. He doesn't like the person in office right now. But nothing happened. We kept you safe. We rebuilt our military at a level that nobody thought possible, despite giving away $85 billion of what we did, brand new, beautiful stuff. And with Ukraine, you remember that I sent the javelins and Obama sent the blankets, right? Those javelins that
say Obama sent the blankets.
Friendly to Russia. Really? I'm the one that revealed the pipeline, Nord Stream 2. You never heard of the pipeline. Nobody. There's these crooked people back here. They're crooked as a $4 bill.
That's a
Can't
$4
say $2 bill because they actually make $2 bills.
Hold on, he said the people back there? So come on, that's gangster, bruh. That's gangster. Are liberals in there too? This dude trying stuff, man. He said like the people back there. I see y'all. I see y'all.
Yeah, that's a crooked bunch of people back there.
That's a crooked bunch.
The press in this country is corrupt.
That's a crooked. Oh, it's the
They're
press.
corrupt,
Okay,
and they
that's
know
what it was.
too.
That's what it is. It's the press.
All you had to do is look at what the New York Times just announced recently. That's all you have to
talk
do.
about the
In fact, I
press.
stand as the only president of the 21st century on whose watch Russia and Putin did not invade another country. In fact, I told this story on a show called Meet the Fake Press. Did you ever hear of it? It's Meet the Press, but I call it Meet the Fake Press. Or Deface the Nation, right? One of them. But they asked whether or not, they were talking to Blinken, he's another beauty. And they said, how come nothing happened like with Ukraine, with Taiwan, with North Korea? How come nothing happened with Iran? They were ready to make a deal. They would have made a great deal. Now they want billions and billions of dollars. But the good news is they were very smart. You know what they did? They got Russia to negotiate our deal with Iran. That's a good one. And you know who's helping Russia negotiate the deal? China. How's that? That's going to be a good. And you know how many points we've won? None. We won no points.
China.
So we have Russia negotiating the deal with China as a backup. How stupid is this country? How stupid are we?
How stupid is this
And the deal
country?
is a disaster. It's turning out to be. Nobody can even believe it. Wow. But we're giving everything away. All the things that we fought for with Iran, they would have made a deal within 1 week after we took office. They would have made a deal. They were so ready to make a deal. We had sanctions. Well, that's a good question. We can do a lot. We can do a lot. We can do a lot. And you know what? We have cards. We had all the cards. We still have cards. If they knew how to play them, they still have cards. The only thing they're good at is fixing elections. That's about the only thing they do. Fixing elections, rigging them. Also, during my 4 years, China never invaded Taiwan, did they? Huh? Now they're sending planes over, they're sending bombers over. You had a president who not only completely rebuilt our military, including the addition of Space Force. Remember, they smiled. Remember that? Something which has not happened since the Air Force 75 years ago. Space Force, it's going to be very important having it. You know, if you look at China and Russia, they had a big lead, and now we're leading because we did that. That was so important. But they laughed. And you remember Biden laughed, oh, Space Force. And then the woman with the really beautiful red hair, she left. And she was hit so hard by the military because they knew I was right. The military understood I was right. You know, she's going to MSDNC. You know that, right? Right?
MSDNC.
They need a redhead. They don't have a redhead over there, so they need a
said
redhead.
MSDNC, man.
But you also
I
had a
heard
president who always put our country first. It was America first, always.
Trump people love him, bro. And remember the American First thing, the black man in that one video that I did, the liberal who was afraid to go into the Trump rally because he claimed that he thought he was going to get his ass whooped. And he was being crazier on the liberal side of the street. That video, when he said America's first, he kept on pointing out that dude kept on pointing out that the KKK used to use that slogan, and that's where he thought Trump got it from. And then the lady was saying, no, that slogan came from many, many years ago, like longer time ago, and had nothing to do with that. So, but that's the type of cancerous nonsense that's in the minds of people out there. Like that's what's understood. Now, I say cancerous nonsense because I believe it to be silly and ridiculous. But if I find out in my own research that is true, I'm gonna whoop all your asses. No, I'm not. I'm peaceful, but I'm gonna pray to God that your mind is changed with some knowledge yourselves. Say it together, guys. Come on, man. Can y'all say it together, please?
What incredible spirit. You know, the rallies we have now are bigger than the rallies from before the election because people are so angry. They're so angry.
This is wild, bro. This is wild.
The radical left Democrats put America last, and that's where they intend to keep you. They want to put us last. And nobody understands why. What the hell are they doing? Nobody really understands. It's like, do they love our country? Maybe they don't love our country. The only way you can do the things, they're not stupid.
Do they love our country?
The only
Maybe
way
they
you
don't
can
love
do
our
what they're
country.
doing is you have to hate our country. Historians will record this period of American history as a catastrophic low point and a stain upon our once great reputation. It's stained, but we'll get rid of that stain. Never has our country been treated with such disrespect and scorn by other world leaders. They treat us like, they don't even talk to this guy. He calls them up. We haven't had a chance to call him back 2 weeks later. No, they don't even return his phone calls. I believe it started after the way in which we withdrew from Afghanistan, and when they looked at our borders, the way they were taking advantage of us on the borders was so bad. You know, they see it, millions and millions of people coming in. When they saw that, other countries, smart, they did things that nobody could believe that they were willing to do. And they saw the dead soldiers, they saw the wounded soldiers, they saw leaving American citizens. Right now, they're called hostages. You have many citizens that the Taliban is holding. They didn't get enough with the $85 billion. Maybe we ought to go in and take it back. Dumbest thing I've ever seen. Finest military equipment in the world they have, them, from the goggles to the 700,000 machine guns, rifles, guns. You know, they're one of the largest arms sellers in the world now. They're selling much of the equipment because they can't use it. 70,000 trucks. Now, I don't know anything about the automobile business except that I saved it for your state, okay? But how many, take the biggest car salesperson and company in the country, they don't have 70,000 cars or trucks. 70,000 trucks, many of them armor-plated, many of them worth millions and millions of dollars. And they have it now. And then they did us the great honor of having a parade 2 weeks after we left, using the word left very nicely. Yeah. Because I don't like the word surrendered. but we surrendered. And there was no reason to. They had such, they were fine. They were behaving.
I heard about that. And we left behind tanks, weapons, uniforms. Like it was so much we left behind. It was crazy. What happened with that? I'm just asking questions. Because obviously I'm just now, and you guys know a great deal about a lot more of this than I do. So yeah, what happened with that? Why did we leave like that? That was a little weird.
Behaving. I said nobody being shot. We were going to get out. We were there 21 years. I'm the one that got it down to 2,000 soldiers. But I was going to keep Bagram. You had to keep Bagram, a big Air Force base that's 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. Think about that. 1 hour away. We've never seen anything like this before. But we will come back, and we will come back strong. You watch. There could be no more vivid example than their anti-American energy agenda, inspired by the socialist joke known as the Green New Deal. We're all environmentalists. We want clean air. We want clean water. You know, it's pretty amazing, right? So China's very dirty. Very dirty. The air comes up, the fumes come up, everything comes up. It doesn't stay there. It floats to the United States. India. I love a lot of people in India, but it's very dirty. They have no
a lot of people
pollution control. The
in
air
India.
goes up, and the air floats over to the United States. Every one of these countries, Russia. Take a look at the Arctic. They call it black ice. That's from dirty factories.
Black ice.
And yet we're clean.
That's
Our
racist,
air
bro.
goes up and it's clean.
Hold on. Why it gotta be black ice? Why it gotta be black ice, bruh? Huh? Because it's dirty? Huh? See, that's my problem. I don't take things seriously enough. I'm trying. I'm trying. Okay, let's go. I'm paying attention though. I'm paying attention. I just had to throw that in there. If I don't play the black card, then what else do I have? I gotta play that. Sometimes. I got to. What else? That's my secret weapon. Huh?
Hell gets it. Nobody knows because it's clean. But what are we doing?
I guess it's not that much of a secret.
We're increasing the cost. You look at these windmills that are all over the place, ruining farms, ruining land, ruining our landscape. And you remember I said it is very intermittent energy. Intermittent. Remember when I used to say during the campaign, darling, I'd love to watch the president. I love the president. I'd love to watch him tonight in the debate. Debating mostly the commentators, not Joe. Like Chris Wallace.
Chris Wallace, okay.
I said, Joe, why did you and your family get $3.5 million from the wife of the mayor of Moscow? What did you do? And Chris Wallace said, you have no right to ask that question. How good was that question now, right?
That's a good damn question.
This week, Biden released a budget that proposes 11 new taxes on oil and gas production at a time of record high gas prices, which are making our enemies rich. These numbers at $150 a barrel, it's going much higher. It's going much, much higher. California now is over $8 a gallon for gasoline.
Ooh, sheesh. Cali.
In addition, your crazy Democrat governor and your attorney general, who's vicious and doesn't have a clue, but she is indeed vicious, what she's trying to do to people. They're trying to shut down Michigan's line. You know this, right? Line 5. You know what line? Who knows what the hell Line 5 is? Whoa.
Man, y'all know y'all
This is a very
daggone law,
well-read
bro.
crowd. But they're trying to shut down Line 5 pipeline that provides 55% of all propane gas in the state of Michigan. They want to close it. What the hell are they going to do when it's closed? It's crazy. If Joe Biden were serious about fighting inflation and helping the middle class, the first thing he would do is walk into the White House briefing room and announce that he is immediately and completely returning the un-American energy policies of a president named Donald John Trump. It's very simple.
He told y'all he did his whole government, bruh.
So simple. It's so simple. Gas prices would immediately plummet. We had them down. In fact, I was having a problem. I got them so low, I had to raise them a little bit. Our energy companies would have gone out of business. You remember that? And we bought a lot of it. We bought a lot of it for the strategic reserves, a lot of it at low prices. But we had it so low that I started worrying not about the consumer. I started worrying about, are the energy companies going to make it? But you know what? They produced, and they produced big, and we got it up a little bit, and the price of gasoline was at a record low, and your heating and all of the other things, your electric bills, they were going down numbers that you had never seen before. And then this really a catastrophic election took place, a disgraceful election. And all of a sudden, you are having the worst problems with energy, but energy is the least of it. You have everything. You know, we did a book, Our Journey Together. Did anybody buy that book? So it's a table book. It's a beautiful book. I think it did so well because people loved it, despite all of the hoaxes and all of the crap they pulled with Russia, 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 Ukraine, 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 the Mueller report, all of the crap they pulled, despite all of that, impeachment hoax #1, impeachment hoax #2. Who the hell could take this kind of stuff? I thought it would be a lot of fun. It's not fun. But you know what? We produced for the American people, and we produced for our country better than just about any other president in history. So in that way, it was fun. Thank you. Thank you. You know, it's funny. Somebody said today, is it true that you gave up your salary? I didn't take salary. And I figured a lot of rich presidents didn't take it. You know what? I was the only one. They think that George Washington didn't. Now, they'll come out tomorrow and they'll say, oh, FDR or somebody. You know, they'll come up with something. But I thought, you know, maybe FDR, maybe Kennedy, maybe, you know, some that had money that they wouldn't take. It's $450,000, so I wouldn't take it. But if somebody stays in one of my rooms or hotel rooms for $500, $700 a night, it's like, oh, I'm dealing with the Arabs. I'm taking advantage. Now think of it. But I gave up the salary, nobody, but every month they would call, the sleaze back there, the press. They would call.
The sleaze back there, the press.
They'd say this, did he give up his salary this month? And the answer is yes. Next month, did he give up his salary this month? The answer is yes. This went on for 4 years, right? And you know what was written? Nothing. But you know what? If they ever said, no, he didn't, it would be a front page headline. Really, these are really disgraceful things. You know, we need our press back. We need a fair press. We need a fair press. And it would be so much easier to make America great again. It really would. It'd be so much easier to make our country great. We have a corrupt press, corrupt like never before.
Listen. When the bully is winning, nobody wants to share that news. Period. Because they're like, he won again. How come he keeps beating us? They're not going to share that. Not voluntarily. Not unless someone on your side shares that information, that news, and actually makes it something sexy enough to share, to like spread like wildfire. Put that information out. The right person get it. It will spread like wildfire. Keep on depending on the press. Nah, they're going to hold it. They're going to hold it just like, keep it tucked like a football. They run it through the hole. They can't drop it.
You could believe it. I dealt with the press. I used to get great press before I ran for politics. I had great press. That's one of the reasons I guess I ran. I got such good press, I ran. But I had great press, and then all of a sudden I run, and we are of a conservative bent. It's not conservative. You know what it is? It's really a common sense bent. I don't say conservative. I say it's common sense. We got to have strong borders. We've got to have good education. We want low taxes. Biggest tax cut in history. We want low taxes. We want few regulations. Biggest regulation cut in history. We want a powerful military. We built the greatest military, $2.5 trillion. All of these things, I mean, we want great schools. We want great schools. And we want fair school boards, not crazy people. But from the border crisis to the energy crisis, from the Afghanistan disaster to the Ukraine disaster, all of this is a consequence of the rigged election. It's all a consequence. If we didn't have that election, you would have no inflation. We had no inflation. We had better than no inflation. We had 1%. You know, they want 1%. They don't want to have, they want like 1%. They even like 2%. I like 1% better. And if you're in the real estate business, you like inflation until everything crashes. What happens is you're making a fortune, then everything crashes. Then it goes fume. It goes up, and then it comes down. But eventually that happens. But we had the best because we had 1%. It was perfect. Our gas prices were under $2 and way under in some cases. Everything was good. We had more jobs ever. 160 million jobs. We had more jobs than we've ever had in our country in history. And that includes today, we're 7 million under. But we had more jobs. We did a job like nobody's ever done, and you would think they'd like it. You'd think they'd say, hey, this is all they had to do when they came in, despite the way they came in, is just go to the beach and relax. We had the border solved. We had the low taxes. We had the low regulations. Countries were coming into our country again. They were stopping bringing companies out of Michigan to move to other states and not other states, because frankly, I will say, I said, you want to move to another state, you can move, but you can't move to another country. You can't move to another country. And the truth is, I ran twice. We won twice, and we did much better the second time than we did the first. And now we may have to do it again.
Wow.
May have to do it again. And just to cover it quickly, because I don't want to take a lot of time, but it's coming out, this Truth to Vote, where they found all the thousands and thousands of ballot harvesters. You've seen that. Truth to Vote. When you see that, that's coming out in 2 weeks. When you see those numbers, I think it's 4 or 5 million people cheating. Those numbers are coming out. Now, the press hates like hell to cover it. Oh, and they go crazy because they have a lot of live television. I'm talking about this. They don't know what to do.
Now, is Truth to Vote anything like 2,000 Mules? Please let me know. Also, I got to say, and I'm only 39 minutes into this bad boy. I don't know how long you're into this video. This is rather impressive. He's talking and 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 he's going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. He's not even repeating himself. He's going from idea to idea to idea to idea to idea to idea. It's like a robot, man.
They're saying, should we turn off the cameras? Who cares?
He said, who
But
cares?
right here, just quickly, in Michigan, your corrupt state officials sent out 7.7 million unsolicited mail-in ballot applications to everyone on the rolls, including people that were dead and those who no longer live in the state. Other than that, it was wonderful. How many people got more than one? Actually, you wouldn't have that many. No, the Democrats got a lot more than one. But even you have a lot more than one. No, it's crazy. When you hear mail-in ballot, you can guarantee you have a corrupt election. You mail it in and somebody is supposed to be at a house and they send it back, you're guaranteed to have a corrupt election. Your radical Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, ordered she ordered election clerks to assume that all signatures on mail-in ballots were valid, which was later found by the Michigan State Court to be flagrantly illegal. It was found. What happened? They didn't do anything. They didn't make any changes. Zuckerberg, he used to come kiss my ass at the White House.
No. Nah, man. Ain't no way in the world, bro. You running from nah, man. See. That's This dude said Zuckerberg used to kiss my ass when I was in the White House. Come on, man. You did not just say that.
Jocelyn Benson ordered.
It's crazy. He's nuts,
She
man.
ordered election
This dude
clerks
is nuts.
to assume that all signatures on mail-in ballots were valid, which was later found by the Michigan State Court to be flagrantly illegal. It was found. What happened? They didn't do anything. They didn't make any changes. Zuckerberg, he used to come kiss my ass at the White House. Sir, Mr. Zuckerberg is on the phone. He'd love to have dinner with you, sir.
Mr. Zuckerberg.
He flooded local Michigan election offices with nearly $17 million. You know, in a great state, Nebraska, a congressman is being put in jail over a few dollars that he possibly didn't even know anything about. He's going to jail, a few $1,000s, and yet this guy gives $417 million to all these states. The money, it's passed around like pizza at a party, and nothing happens to him. They're putting this congressman, I don't know him well, but he's a congressman, and it was over a very small amount of money. They're going to put him in jail over a number of thousands, like $20,000, and he said he didn't know about it. Now, who knows? Maybe he did, maybe $20,000. This guy did $417 million among the different states. You got millions. You got millions and millions of dollars here, and the majority went to deep blue areas, and in particular the corrupt Democrat-run cities, including the TCF Center in Detroit. That's an honest place, where there was fraud and major irregularities. A lot of fraud, a lot of irregularities, but your Democrats didn't want to look, and you have a lot of Rhino Republicans that didn't want to look too. I think in many ways the Rhinos are worse than the Democrats, because at least you know where the Democrats are coming from. The Rhinos are bad news. You know what Rhino is? Republican in name only.
I seen that written somewhere.
The Democrats commit massive and overwhelming voter fraud in the 2020 presidential election, and they want the Republicans to go to jail for investigating and protesting a very crooked election. Well, that sounds reasonable. The people that corrupted our election, they have no problem. The people that are looking for the truth and they're looking for the corruption, which has largely been found, they should go to jail. They should go to jail. That's what the Democrats are saying. Republicans must get tough and smart and not let them get away with the crime of the century any longer. As one critical step, we have to fire the radical Democrat officials who gave us this total calamity, starting with your socialist Secretary of State, Benson, and your lawless Attorney General, Dana Nessel. She's very terrible. She's terrible. We're joined tonight by two incredible candidates who are going to beat those extreme leftists this November. They're great people. These are great people. I know them well. First, I'm pleased to introduce your next Michigan Secretary of State. This is a wonderful woman with a beautiful mom and dad who I just met backstage. Kristina Karamo. Kristina, come up, Kristina, is a mom. Come up, Kristina. A college professor, a Christian, and a true American patriot.
He knows how to work the crowd, don't he?
She is a fearless champion for election integrity. In November 2020,
and she's a sister.
Kristina spent days at the TCF Center in Detroit and was appalled by the cheating and the corruption that she witnessed. Kristina bravely stepped forward and testified to the Michigan legislature, and I will tell you, she made such an impression. That's why everybody wants to vote for her right now. They love her. But the leftist rhinos didn't care what she said. They didn't want any part. They'd say, Trump is winning big. He'll do it again. No, no. What happened in the past? Do it again. We won't have a country left. So now Kristina is running for Secretary of State to clean up Michigan's election for good. And she's pledged to deliver citizenship confirmation, residency confirmation, little things like that, signature verification, the elimination of Zuckerberg drop box. I call them the unlock boxes, you know? They call them lock boxes. I call them unlock boxes. Ironclad chain of custody protections. And very importantly, she wants something very simple. It's called voter ID. Does that make sense? So Christina is running to defeat Jocelyn Benson, who is absolutely bad news for this state. She's so bad for this state. The diehard left-wing radical who has gutted your state's election integrity measures. Just weeks after the corrupt 2020 election, Benson ordered election clerks across the state to urgently delete all election files as soon as possible in order to prevent a full audit. Christina knows this. I just want to ask Christina, I know she spoke before, but I was trying to get here. You know, we had very bad weather, and they said, sir, I don't think you're going to be able to make it. I said, my I won't be able to make it.
See, that dude, man, I told y'all, bro. I told y'all, man.
It's true, Christina.
He's a
I
knucklehead.
said, what are our chances of landing safely? They said at least 90%. I said, okay, let's. Bad weather, and there was no way I was going to miss it. And so I appreciate all the guys. That was a rough trip. I never knew an airplane could be so rough, Christina. But I just like to ask Christina, this is an incredible woman, respected by everybody. And if you could say a few words, we'd love it. Thank you.
First, I want President Trump, thank you for what you did for our country. You pulled the scale off of so many people's eyes of how there's a cabal of people in leadership bent on destroying our country. Thank you. Thank you. We actually had a person in our presidency who loved our country and who didn't do it to advance himself, but to actually fight back. Thank you. Because that's what we need in leadership. You know, what's interesting is according to the state of Michigan, I didn't vote in the 2020 election. And what's so interesting of all the lies told about me, that's the most infuriating thing. Like, why would I spend all that time at the TCF Center, knock doors for President Trump, and turn around and not vote? But then I FOIA'd my application to vote, proving that I voted in the 2020 election, even though, according to the state of Michigan, I didn't vote. And there are so many people across the state where, according to the Secretary of State, they voted different than they actually did vote. But we're insurrectionists, we're traitors, big lie proponents for asking questions. But then our media protects corrupt politicians and demonizes citizens for speaking up. So I am so excited to be your next Secretary of State, to make sure that no matter who you vote for, what you believe, your vote counts and your vote isn't nullified by an illegal ballot. And I want to thank President Trump for all you've done for our country. And you know what else, President Trump? You inspired so many people to run for office, to stand up and fight back, because he cannot do it by himself. It's an army of people across our state who are fighting back, little MAGA warriors, and we're getting the job done. Thank you.
Listen, let me tell you something. One thing I did not expect to see was a black woman up here giving a speech. I wasn't expecting to see that, especially one who was in office herself. This is definitely different. So she's going to be the Secretary of State. Well, that's what she's running for in Michigan. And she had nothing but great words to say about Trump. Absolutely, let's go. She was working the crowd too. She did her thing. All right, so I'm gonna end it there for part one. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about that in the comments below. And if you've yet to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Part two is coming. I promise part two is coming right back up, but just for the size of the file, we're gonna do it one at a time. All right, and hopefully you're here for this one, and you're here at the next one as well. Okay, so once again, guys, I'm Van, and now we are all the LFR family, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Y'all have been amazing, man. Love y'all. And also remember, I got a project that I'm very, very excited about, and I need 25 people to help me out. Hit me up in the Discord, okay? Only if you want to help me out. Okay. Love y'all, man. Peace.